Okay guys, the extra layer of Mod Podge has dried on the O, and I went ahead and took these little detail scissors and I cut off the excess around the outside of the O as well as the inside, but I had trouble getting very close to the edge on the inside, so I was able to get most of it. But to get a very clean edge on the inside, I had to use some sandpaper to get the last little bit that was left on the inside. So you definitely will need some of these tiny little detail scissors, or I'm sorry, you will need a craft knife and turn it over and score the inside edge to take off the excess on the inside, and then go back with some very fine sandpaper and take off the very last little bit that might be hanging on. Don't try to tear it, because then you might tear the paper itself. So definitely use a craft knife, some detail scissors, and then take some very fine grit sandpaper, a tiny little piece, and then finish up your edges with that. Okay? And then you will have you a clean decoupaged letter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, excuse me for knocking the camera. We're going to glue these onto this little wooden board. I got a set of these from Michael's. There was like 3 in a pack, and they were $1 and something, and I used my 40% off coupon, so they ended up being just a few cents a piece. And we're going to turn this into a sign, and I'm going to hot glue these down. Now, even though these have a little bit of thickness to them, I'm afraid they might not be able to stand up on their own. So I took some of these little square blocks that you can also get at Dollar Tree, and I quickly gave them a paint of white, and I'm going to glue those to the back of the letter and onto this board as basically something that will support, I'm not in frame, I'm sorry, as a way to support the letter so that it will stay standing up, if you can see that. So the little squares will be glued to the board and then glued to the letter to keep the letters standing upright. So there'll be one for the P, one for the O, and then one for each of the backs of the H. So there'll be 2 for the H. Now, once we glue this down, you could leave the sign just as it is. It's very pretty just like this. But I think we should jazz it up even more. So we are going to take some of this reindeer moss and go around the edge of this board and hot glue it down. And then also take some very small flowers and some decoration that match the color theme and glue those down as well. So let's go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll get to the actual decorating part. I've got my hot glue gun going over here. And let's see if we can get these things glued in place. I'm going to turn this to the side so I can make sure I get these centered properly. Okay, and then now I'm going to glue my little squares to the back as well. And then just hold these in place because you need to make sure the glue has dried before you release them. And guys, I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get this craft project out to you. I woke up in a lot of pain. Don't know why. But I also woke up with bruises all over my hands and arms. And I don't know where they came from. If you can see, there's the bruises all over. I don't know where they came from. So, and trust me, they hurt. Okay. We're almost done. I'm down to the P. Now, I chose to buy letters that were not painted. You can buy some letters from Michael's that are a lot smaller, that are already painted white, for about $1 and something. But they were really little. They were about this big. But I wanted something a little bigger. So I had to go to Joann's to find something bigger. And these were like $1.99, and I got them for like 30 or 40% off. And then I could paint them myself, which, you know, is no big deal. I had all the colors already. Okay, guys. I don't know if the camera is going to fit, if the camera's going to be able to pick up the whole thing, but there is our hop sign all glued together. Now, we can move on to gluing down the grass and some decorations. So let's get that started. Let me go ahead and get the grass and the flowers. Okay, guys, I went ahead and grabbed the reindeer moss and some of these pink and purple flowers. I also grabbed some of these little decorative balls, or I guess you call them berries. And I also happen to have some in pink, white, and purple. Now, I haven't glued anything down yet. I was just playing with it. But once you glue down the reindeer moss, you would need to trim it off to clean it up a bit. But then we would glue down some of the flowers, and then I would cut some of these little berries to stick in there as well to complement the pink, purple, and the flower motif that's going on. So let me go ahead and remove the flowers, because I got a lot of gluing to do on this reindeer moss, and then go back and trim it once it's glued down. And I better get my little finger protectors out, because if I don't, I'm going to be burning myself. Basically, you're just going to lay down some glue and just start sticking the moss. And like I said, you just stick it, and then you go back later on and you do a trim where there's either too much, or if there's bare spots, then you just go in and add more. And I'm starting to get low on glue. I'm going to have to turn this around so that I can get into this little nook and cranny right here. So basically that's all you do, guys. Just lay down the glue and start sticking. I'm sorry the camera is shaking. I'm doing this again on my little table so that I don't have a co-host. I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way down, and when I'm done, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm done gluing on the reindeer moss, and I gave it a good trim and filled in any areas that were bare. I didn't want too much on there because, of course, I want to glue on some flowers and other things, so that's what we're going to do next. Now, hopefully, I can do this and stay in frame so you can see what I'm doing. And I don't know if I can do this two-handed, but we're going to try. I want to glue on this flower down there by the, down here by the H. just like that. And then down here by the P, I'm going to glue these purple flowers. Just like that. I'm holding them in place just to make sure that they're still warm. Okay. So there's that. And then where the O is, I want to glue these little white flowers. And I need some more hot glue. Oop, I don't need the reindeer moss, just the flower. I got hot glue stringies everywhere. Okay. For the moment, I think the 4 is enough. I can always add more later. Well, no, actually, I think I'll add 2 more to the front. Oh, hot glue strings. Okay, yeah. I added 2 more just to the front right there. And all these hot glue strings. Okay, and now I need to decide if I want to add these little pearls, which to me kind of, you can kind of think of them as berries or like little Easter eggs. But see, since they're not Easter eggs and they're actually berries, think they're cuter. Okay, they're peeking out right underneath that flower. And I'm going to do a couple pink ones over here. And then I have some white ones to go where the white flowers are. Okay, where do I put the third one? Nope. 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 Okay, I'm going to leave it at 2. The third one doesn't look right. Okay, guys. We are done with our hop sign. I know you can't see it very well. But I will include some video and pictures at the end of this. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're new to my channel, I hope you will hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And as always, love, hugs, and kitty kisses. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, here's the finished Easter spring hop sign. I hope you enjoyed my craft project. Unfortunately, I cannot leave this out because of 2 little boys. So I guess I'll have to give it away to someone. But it's awful pretty. See you guys in the next video.